Hello friends, welcome to CrackGate CSE, and in this series of database we are discussing minimization of ER diagram. In the previous video we have discussed that how you can minimize the number of tables in ER diagram when the mapping is 1 to 1 along with total participation and partial participation. So this video is the part 2, and if you have not checked the previous video, please check that video first, then come on to this particular video, so that you will be linking the concept very easily or fluently. So before starting this video, I would like to request you all, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you can get an update whenever I am uploading any new video. So now let's start with the minimization of ER diagram. So in this particular video I'll be talking about if there is one to many relationship or one to many mapping along with the partial participation. So here you can see that there is an arrow, that means this is a one side, and there is no arrow, that means it is many sides. So this is one to many relationship. Now I am having the same example as the previous one. This is the table for E1, this is the table for E2, and this is table of R. So what is the meaning of this M? That means every value. So first of all, this is a partial participation. That means it is not necessary that every value of E1 or every value of E2 will take part in the relation. So it says that the values of E1 can relate with one or more than one values of E2, right? So similarly you can see that this A1 is relating with one value of C1 and also with the another value of C1. That means E1 is relating with many values of E2, right? And this A2 is relating with C3. Now you can see that here A3 and A4 is not taking part in the relationship because of partial participation. It is not necessary for them to take part in the relationship. Now if we check from E2 side, this is 1. This 1 tells us that every value of E2, every record of E2 can relate with only one value of E1. Again there is a partial participation, so it is not necessary that all the values has to be mapped, but whatever value we are mapping, that is to be mapped only with one value of E1 record. So you can see that this C1 is mapped with only one value, this C2 is mapped with only one value, and this C1 is mapped with only one value, and this C4 and this A2 A4 is not mapped because of the partial participation. So at the both place this is partial participation because of the single line. Now we have to find out that whether it is possible to minimize the number of tables in one to many relationship with partial participation. So yes, it is possible to minimize the number of tables in one to many relationship, but the condition is that you have to minimize it on the many side. So we have to merge the tables of the many side. So this is the many side. I'm having M over here. So this R table and this E2 table can be mapped or can be merged with each other. How? So this E1 table will be same. The values here will be same, which is A1, A2, A3 and A4. B can be anything, right? Now we will be mapping this particular value. So what are the different attributes we will be having? We will be having C, D and A. So this C is a key. Now first of all I am writing the values which are common. So what are the common values? C. This C1 is mapped with A1. This C2 is mapped with A1, and this C3 is mapped with A2. D can be anything, that's why I am putting out dashes over here. Now this C4 is left. So to make sure that it is not lossless joint decomposition, I am including C4 under the C column and putting the respective value of A as null, right? Because in the foreign key, because this A will be referencing to this particular A of E1. So this is one record, and this is another record, right? So this A is a foreign key and it is allowed to be null if there is a partial dependency between E1 and R. Sorry, between E2 and R. So if between E2 and R there is a partial dependency, then it is allowed to be null. But if it is total participation, it is not allowed to be null. We will see in the next video, right? No, then also I think it will be allowed, but there will be no such case. We'll see in the example. So this is how we can minimize this. So here you can see that whether we are able to create a primary key. So here you can see that yes, we are able to create a primary key because C column values are unique, they are not repeated, they are not null. That means this C can work as the primary key while this A is the foreign key, or we can say the candidate key. So minimum how many tables are required if there is a one-to-one, one-to-many relationship and partial participation? Minimum 2 RDBMS tables and one foreign key is required. So this is how you can minimize the number of tables in a ER diagram. Now you are easily able to find out the dependencies, right? Because I already explained in the previous video that A is defining B, and here this C is defining D, and C is also defining A because this C is unique, which can easily identify A. So I think you can easily got it. Now the next thing is, what if there is a total participation? So now I am considering a case where there is a total participation on the many side, right? So if there is a total participation on the many side, then that means that every value of E2 is taking part, every value of E2 is completely taking part in R. So if there is a total participation on this particular side, then what will change in this particular example? The only change will be that C4 has to be here, right? C4 has to be here along with some values. If there is no values, then it can be null, right? Because there is no such restriction on E1 because of the partial participation, but E2 has to completely participate because of this double line, right? So instead of total participation, now it became the, sorry, instead of partial participation, now it became the total participation. And if this is the case, then what will change? Nothing will be changing except nothing will change, right? No except here will be having C4, and if there is any value, let's say that A3 is mapped with C4, then instead of null it will be A3. So in that case also you can easily figure it out that if there is a total participation on the many side, we will be easily be able to minimize the number of tables in this ER diagram from 3 to 2, and again one foreign key will be required, right? But you might have wondered that why I am not joining on this one hand side. So if there is a 1, why I am not merging the table with this particular thing? So the answer is very simple, that if I merge it on the left hand side, so this is the diagram R. I'm just drawing the rough diagram, right? So E2. So you might have wondered that why I am not joining these relations. So if I join these relations, there will be some problems. What is the problem? First problem will be of partial participation. Because of this partial participation, it will force us, if I combine these values, that means if I combine A, B and C, it will force us when we insert some values of a1, like if I want to insert a5, it will force us to insert some value of c also, right? That means we will not be able to insert those values of a which are not taking part in the relationship. For example, I just want to insert a5 into this particular a1 table, then it will not be allowed, because along with the a5 I have to write the respective value of c, which this is nothing but the insertion anomaly. So this will cause us the insertion anomaly that can be solved, right? Again, there is one more problem, that there will be some deletion anomaly also. So because of those insertion anomaly and deletion anomaly, this is not the right or the correct decomposition, right? Now one more thing is that there can be, let me give you some values, right? So if I'm having a1 along with c1, a2, c2, a2, c3, a3, c4 and a5. So I have to insert some value here, and in case I am not inserting any value over here, then there will be problems like partial participation, and one problem is it may form the redundancy, right? So if I take some example with big tables, if I take some big tables, there is a possibility that there will be some redundancy, right? So that's why we are not using this kind of minimization. That's why the minimum table required to the minimum table, sorry, the minimum tables required is 2 and the foreign key is 1 if there is one to many relationship and the total participation or the partial participation. In both the cases, the minimum number of tables required is 2 and the foreign key is 1. Now there is one more mapping is left, which is nothing but many to many. So if I am having many to many relationship with this particular diagram, now what will show? See here, there is no arrow, that means it is many. There is no arrow, that means it is many also. And there is single line, that means this is partial participation. And here you can see that if I am having values for a and b as a1, a2, a3 and a4, and here I am having some values of cd as c1, c2, c3, c4. Now if I want to find out the table for this R, what it will be? A, C, let A1 is relating with C1, because value of table E1 can relate with many values of E2. Similarly, values of E2 can relate with many values of E1. That means there is no restriction. So let A1 is relating with C1, A1 is relating with C2, A2 is also relating with C2 and A3 is relating with C3. A4 is not relating, C4 is not relating because it is partial participation. Now here you have to observe one important thing, that in this particular table, whether we are able to find out a key. Yes, we can find out a key, but A is not able to uniquely identify the record because A is having the duplicate values or the multiple values of a single field. Similarly, C is having C2 multiple times. So if I have to find out the primary key, A and C has to combinedly work as the primary key over here. But if I want to merge it into some other table, so if I am merging it in some other table, then there also some problem will occur, like insertion anomaly, which will be because of the partial participation. So they needs to be separated. That means this M to N relation cannot be combined. So there will be three tables: E1 AB, RAC, and E2 will be as CD. So we will be requiring 3 RDBMS table and 2 foreign key, right? So this is how we can minimize the number of tables and foreign keys in the minimization of ER diagram. Now in the next video we will be discussing some previous year gate questions that they will be giving you a particular big ER diagram and they will be asking you that how many minimum tables are required for this particular ER diagram. So this is a very frequent question in GATE. So in the next video I'll be trying to find out some important questions for you so that you can figure it out how to solve it in a less amount of time. So here I explained you in a detailed manner, but there will be simply going with the approach which is very easy, and we'll be able to identify that how many minimum relation or minimum tables are required. So if you found this particular video useful, like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to comment your feedback or suggestions in the comment box. And if you are new on my channel, please subscribe this particular channel and press the notification of bell icon so that you can get an update whenever I am uploading any new videos. Thank you very much for your support. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting, keep learning. Have a great day.